It's an all too familiar issue around our area. An officer leaving one department under less than favorable circumstances and quickly joining a new one. They're referred to as wandering officers.
We've got local agencies that have their own policies and then a really kind of bare bones regulatory structure at the state level.
It's a problem Luis Soberon with Texas 2036 has been working to track. So let's break it down. When an officer leaves their agency, the chief of that agency fills out what is called an F5. They select either honorable, general, or dishonorable discharge, and the officer has a chance to appeal if they get a less than honorable discharge. There is a review process, and then that officer can be hired by another agency.
You've got a general discharge, maybe it's a yellow light, a dishonorable discharge, it's a red light, to really do a thorough background check. Part of the problem is that that system wasn't working well for a lot of reasons.
A big reason: agencies weren't showing up to defend the discharge status. Soberon's data shows 59% of officers were able to upgrade their discharge status in 2021 by default. That's what happened in the case of former Uvalde CISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo. When the district fired him in August 2022, he was generally discharged. Arredondo appealed, asking the judge for an honorable discharge, and won by default because Uvalde CISD missed its response deadline in February 2023. Now Arredondo's status has been changed for the final time after an additional hearing where Uvalde CISD insisted on the original discharge status of general.
The Sunset Commission, as recently as last year, to call our whole regulatory structure broken, ineffective, toothless in some respects.
It's part of the reason why lawmakers are working to change things moving forward with the passage of Senate Bill 1445.
Anytime an officer engages in misconduct, and it's a sustained case of misconduct that the agency finds, criminal or administrative misconduct,
the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement will hold that data and share it with agencies before they hire an officer. It'll make the background checks for officers stricter.
One of the things that Texans should have confidence in is that the men and women who are serving them aren't bringing baggage from a prior law enforcement agency, that we're not having wandering officers serving in our communities.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Lee Waldman.